from Southern Couture, and we have just finished up the third kit in the Women of the Bible series. It has been quite the journey from Better Together, Friendship on Purpose, and then Imperfect Hospitality, and I have just loved digging in. I've been using the Encourage Devotional Bible, which you guys know I love, and I've loved digging in with these devotionals and then going even deeper with the in devotionals that are in the Bible. And I can't wait today. We're going to wrap it up and just show you my entries for the last month of this series. So the next kit for May just released. I have an unboxing video as well as a video showing you how I'm organizing the devotional cards. I'm not using Traveler's Notebook this time. Wanted to change it up, do something different. So if you haven't seen those videos, I will leave them linked down below in the description. And if you haven't got this kit yet, I'll leave it linked down below as well where you could grab it, or any of the Women of the Bible kits. So let's just jump right in. The first week we are talking about Rebecca, and I want to just say one little thing about Rebecca. I am just really amazed and stunned at her hospitality, that she never hesitated to offer water. When the traveler was at the well, she even invited him to stay with her family. How many of us would let a complete stranger stay with us? Now, granted, I know times are totally different, the way things are in this world, but it does make you think about those times where you may hesitate when God's really leading you to do something for someone. So just something to keep in mind. But I'm going to show you my entries that I did. Of course, I've used my illustrating Bible, which I absolutely love, and stay tuned because this little beauty in a different cover, not this rose gold, but a different color, is coming out for pre-order later this week. So I will be back showing you all about that Bible. You do not want to miss it. Get your pre-order. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't sell out quickly. This one sure did sell out fast. So let's go ahead, and I will just wanted to let you know that little update. But I'm going to show you the entry that I did first in the Encourage Bible. So here we have Rebecca. I love that the Encourage Bible, I'm trying to get this situated so you can see both when I open it. I love how here we have Rebecca. Like I said, she showed so much kindness. She never hesitated. And so one thing that I have done when I have done all of my entries in this Bible for the Women of the Bible series, you see, like, I have a pattern I go by, and it just makes it where it's uniform for me. I know exactly what devotional these entries came from. And y'all hear me say that every month probably, but for anybody new, I like to put the kit washi at the bottom. I like to use the stamp of the ladies that comes in the stamp set each month. I like to use it, and I usually stamp it on cardstock and then fit it right in there. And then I like to have some kind of big title, a word that stood out to me from that devotional or study from the Bible, and that's kind of what I will put down here using the alphabet stickers that come in the kit. I put a few little journaling notes. I take maybe a paper piece, some printables, some stickers, that kind of thing, to add just a little bit of accents. And then at the top, I put this open arms. This was one of the printables that was in the bonus download you get free when you buy the kit. And so I just cut it out, put it on cardstock, and made a tab. Added this little clip up here, paper clip, to add a little marker, and then more kit washi. And then right here, you see I have this little part of the devotional stood out to me. So this is one of my brushstroke highlighters. This is the charcoal textured one. You get 3 in a set. So if you want to get any of the printables that I'm going to show here in my entries, there'll be a link down below in the description as well for my Etsy shop. But I do make the printables so they coordinate with the kit each month. I have printables for this kit and then the other 2 that went along with this kit as well. So that would be Rebecca for this Bible. And then I'm going to flip over here and show you this one in the Illustrating Bible. So like I said, it's kind of a very same typical thing that I like to do personally for my entries, and that is to have a big title word. And again, there was no hesitation from her. And so because that's such a large word, I waited to put it in this Bible where I had the larger margin. I used the large, like oversized printables. You get these in the bonus printable, and they sized them to fit in the Illustrating Bible. So that's why why I used those there. They are very large, and if you wanted to print them like 50% or something, you could have them smaller and still use them. I added this greenery piece, came from the printable, I believe, with the first kit. So yeah, that's fun because if you haven't used these kits, all three of them go together, which is a lot of fun. And then up here, we've got a little note card. Those can be found in my Etsy shop. I have lined ones and blank ones. And then these are also little printables that I used to make my tab and just added some notes. And then I used another, the same charcoal brushstroke highlighter. I used that one as well to highlight my scripture. Okay, so next we're going to move along, and we have the widow of, and I hope I'm saying this right, Zarephath. I may be saying that wrong, so please forgive me, but we're going to flip over to 1 Kings, and here is this entry in 1 Kings. So same thing, I put my washi from the kit down at the bottom. I'm using little pieces you see from the kit, the washi, to mark it a word here of a sacrifice. That's what came to my mind when I read this. And again, I liked using these little hoop, I don't think they look like hoop wreaths or embroidery wreaths, oh, you can't see it, I'm so sorry, to mark my tab up at the top. I love that this Bible has the devotional here, and then a lot of times you'll find that it has extra devotional content to go with it, so it just makes it where you get a lot more out of these kits. So fun. So that would be for that Bible. And now we're going to flip over here. And for this one, whoop, I'm sorry, I'm hitting the camera so bad. I apologize for that. Okay, on this one, for my background, this time I used a collage art. So I did do collage arts for all of these kits, and so I like how it just got a big splash of color down. Very, very easy. It looks like I've used acrylic paints on the page with some little bubbles and paint splatters, and I didn't. It's all a printable and a sticker, so it goes down quick and easy. This is one of the washi strips that's in a set in my shop that I highlighted the scripture with, added printables from the kit, put some journaling there, and that's all. So very simple, very easy. That's how I like to do journaling these days, as you guys know, with my 1-year-old, and so it just makes it doable for me, and I still get into the Word, which is what's most important. Okay, so now we're going to move over to 2 Kings 4, and we're talking about the Shunammite woman. And this one here I really like because it's simple. So I have, again, my washi from the kit, the stamped image of the woman on cardstock. I added this thin, it's highlighter washi, but I added it there just to give it a little base. That's Illustrated Fates highlighter washi set you can get from Dayspring. I'll link the Bible journaling tools and accessories page or supplies page from Dayspring in the description as well. And then these are also just little stickers from the kit, as well as these. I just put them down, made my tab again with that little wreath, and added some journaling. Okay, so it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You know, like I've said, it can be very simple but so powerful, and the point is that you're getting in the Word. Okay, so here is my other entry. I love this story, and I want to talk about it for just a minute because this lady is, she stood out to me out of all of the women we studied because her hospitality wasn't just, you know, seeing someone thirsty, here's a glass of water. It wasn't, you know, and those acts are not insignificant. Please do not get me wrong. I know those are powerful acts, and it blesses that person who needs that small act more than we would ever know. So I'm not belittling those acts, but what I am saying is sometimes we might do something and we don't even realize what kind of, you know, effect it's going to have on that person, or maybe on us, maybe even years later. We have no clue. We just have to be obedient, and that is exactly what she did. So she invited Elijah the prophet. She knew he needed a place to stay. She fed him, and she let him stay with her when he was traveling through. She had a room for him where he could come and stay, and she built that friendship and that connection with him. Little did she know that, you know, later she had a son that she didn't think she would have, and Elijah, you know, prophesied that over her. Then her son passes away, and she is desperate. She wants her son to live, and so she goes. She has Elisha come. He comes back, prays over this child. You have to read the story, but she never knew that building this relationship, being hospitable to Elijah, would one day be life-saving for her son. And that stood out to me so much. What if she hadn't taken the time to be obedient, to open her house, open her door to him, and provide a place that was building a relationship? We can't help but think, would she have even had her son? And if she had, would he still been with her? And so, there's just something about this story that stood out to me. I wanted to share that with you guys. I would love to know what your takeaways are too, so let me know below. But here's my page. Again, this is a collage art I put down. I love the ombre look to it. It almost looks like a watercolor ombre. This is one of the big pieces from the printable. This is a washi strip I used to highlight the verse. Now on here, I think on camera, it's looking a little bit darker, but in person, it's not as dark, and you can still read the scripture through it beautifully. Very easy. Kit washi, the alphabet stickers, I intermix all of them from the 3 kits. And then just added some journaling. I loved using this paper piece as a tab for Give Big. That's what she did. Just really probably my favorite devotional out of all 3 kits, I would say. Okay, so we're almost done. We're on the last week here. So let me flip over to Luke 10, and we've already studied a little bit in one of the other kits about Mary and Martha. That was another entry that I did. We talked about both of them together. And you see all the extra devotional content that came with that. It was amazing. So pretty cool. So here we're just specifically talking about Mary. And so more kit washi. This was a washi strip from the printable from the first kit. Added this little title sticker here. Again, I stamping on cardstock of the woman. This little hoop wreath for my tab. Added some flower printables to add a little bit of color. Highlighter washi again in that really pretty coral color to pull it out and give a placement or foundation for this little lady here. So I just did a little bit of journaling, and that is it. But you still have a beautiful page, right? I love that. So one thing that I just want to kind of read this to you and share it with you about Mary. Mary was so concerned about Martha. She was so concerned about getting the house and the meal and everything in order while Jesus was there. But it says, Mary sat at Jesus' feet, and she absorbed as much time as she could with her Lord. What a great reminder. Turn off our phones, turn off our TVs, turn off social media, get into God's Word, and don't have those distractions if you're studying or whatnot. It's a good lesson to me. I'm pointing all my fingers back at myself right now as I say that. But I had just written here that when we're spending time with God, our focus should be solely on Him. Our to-do list, phone, social media, etc., they can always wait. And I'm the worst about a to-do list because I know this and this and this needs to be done, and I want to go do it right then. I just wrote that I wanted my focus to be a hospitable one to God that focuses on Him and not on everything else happening in life. So not only when we think of the word hospitality, I think a lot of times we think having a dinner party, our house needs to be clean, a dinner needs to be cooked, we need to be a good hostess and all of that. And those things are great, but hospitality does not just include others in our lives. It also most certainly is talking about God. Is your heart and is your life hospitable to God? Is it welcoming to His Spirit? Just something to think about, guys. I almost finished up. I just got to talking about Mary. As you can tell, I really liked this one as well. And I almost forgot to show you the one in my illustrating Bible. Okay. So for this one, we were in Luke 10 again, and so I had already done a page over here with Mary and Martha. And so on this page, I did do one, since it is very close, I just did it on the opposite side. I believe, I don't know if Luke 10 is even on this side. I believe it, yeah, a little bit of it is, so it worked. Now this page, I'm going to be honest, it got too busy. I'm not really happy with how busy it got. Just being honest, this happens sometimes, but you know what? I'm just going to roll with it. So I had my collage art that I had put up here. I put this big statement that said, Beauty, this I Choose Jesus. That's exactly what Mary did, and added some flowers down below it, but I love how that's my tab. And then I put this note card that I had in my shop as a little journaling placement. And then down here, my idea when I started was I had like a couple of these larger flowers of different heights just standing, almost to look like a little meadow or a beautiful field of different wildflowers. And then I was like, oh, well, I need to fill it in. I need a little greenery here. And then I put some greenery here. And then I was like, oh, a butterfly coming off of them would be really pretty. And before I knew it, I just went hog wild with the flowers. So it's busy, but it's all good. I'm going to give myself grace, and it's beautiful, right? That's what we're talking about. So anyways, those are the entries that I did for this last kit in the Women of the Bible series. It is just a blessing and honor for me to be able to share them with you guys as we wrap this up. I am really looking forward to the next kit where we're talking about what's true about you, what God has to say, and not the lies of the enemy. So I hope you're joined for that one too. Let me know below if you are. And of course, I'll be back showing you my entries for that kit. And make sure you go down to the description if you want any of the printables. They're in my Etsy shop. There's a link for it down below. Also, there's an unboxing video linked down below showing you that next kit, and also a video showing you how I've organized my devotional cards. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll be back very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.